Josh Green here for Tungsten Tales. Delighted to be joined by one of the newest tour card holders in the PDC, Mr. Shane McGuirk. Look, happy times, isn't it, Shane? Back on the PDC.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's my first real crack at this. I'm looking forward to it. Really, I think I have a lot to offer in the game. I've won the WDF. I've made a name for myself in that platform, I suppose, and now it's time for a new look on darts and new atmospheres, new arenas, new anything, and everything's going to be new to me. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, and yeah, I'm going to relish it all. Like, and hopefully I can do some damage.
And this has been a long time coming, hasn't it? You've been there before. You've been sort of pretty close to getting your card and getting that sort of step up to the PDC before. What was the immediate emotion once you'd secured that card?
Probably relief. I think that was probably the big one for me. It's just like everything just kind of, I don't know how you describe it. It's probably just like the weight on your shoulders just dropped. Like I think I've been trying Q school for about 7 years or so. Could be 6, 7 years anyway. And I've got close once or twice, but just never got over the line. And yeah, I think I was in was it the last 16 or quarterfinals, and in the last day there that I qualified, and I just knew I was going to go all the way because I wasn't letting this one slip through my fingers, and I didn't want to come back on the Sunday to try to go for one last day at it because anything could happen in them. So it's kind of just, it was pure relief and just pure emotion.
Compared to all those years that you'd been there before, did it feel different at all stepping in the room at Q School this year?
Yeah, it did, especially compared to last year. Last year I was coming in as a world champion from the WDF, and everyone was kind of looking at you and looking at your name, and it was kind of just like, oh, he's on form at the minute. He's only after winning the worlds and stuff. So everyone I ran into just played brilliant darts against me. Like whereas I think I've had a year off now, not being the world, well, a couple of months now, not being the world champion, as there's a new one. And I kind of just went into Q school. I was thinking to myself, like you've nothing to prove anymore. You've done that. You're not the world champion anymore. So you're just a normal guy in the room. So hopefully the name's still there. The name still might put a bit of fear into people and make them make mistakes in crucial moments because they think they're going to have to take out this double just to stay ahead of me in a game. And it kind of did prove a point on the last couple of days. Like those guys missing darts that I would never see them missing on a normal day. Like they were missing them. It was just probably a bit of nerves on their part, but yeah, I'm thankful for it too. And every bit of experience that comes my way, like I'm going to use it as much as I can. So I don't know how that's going to apply in the PDC full tour now, but I'm still going to go in and know that I am a world champion in the Lakeside. So yeah, hopefully some of the other guys know that as well, and yeah, so I might get lucky in a couple of rounds early on, and then that'll start giving me a name, and boys will start saying he's had a couple of good runs. That's my plan first, but yeah, I'm just going to enjoy the whole experience.
How does the pressure in Q School, especially when you're at the near the top of that order of merit and you're chasing 1 or 2 points to get that tour card, how does that pressure compare to some of the other big moments that you've had in your career so far?
Yeah, it's hard to say that because when in the my first development tour was a big moment for me. It was a big step, and then I went on and then won the Irish Open, which is very personal, probably win to me, like because it's nice to win at home. And then from that to win the WDF, it was mental. But as I said, I've been 6, 7 years waiting to get this tour card, and it's long weeks that you do in Q school, like it's a full week, and I've been doing that for 6 years now, and it means more to me than most of them other wins together. I don't know how to describe it. It might not be as big of an accomplishment, but to me, it's hit home hard because it's something that I've been working for so many years, and to finally get over that line it's incredible.
And I was just saying to you off camera before we started, as we're speaking, it's the Challenge Tour back down in Milton Keynes. In
Mm.
previous years, you would have been there fighting it out on the first events, and they are long, long days. But happy to be at home and not in Milton Keynes at this point.
Yeah, yeah, it's great. I'm just home from work now, so it's nice to come home and look up the results and see who's all playing and watching the guys battling it all out. And thankfully, I'm not there, and it's completely different now because everything I do now is going to be more. Probably more practice is going to have to go into my game now. More traveling is going to be more. It's going to be more involved in this. Just a bigger commitment for myself. So like I'm trying to balance the work darts life out now, and it's going to be hard. But I have a good team behind me, so like I think it's going to be well doable. I'm going to try to get to as many events as I can throughout the year. So hopefully we get a good run, and who knows where we're going to be at the end of the year.
Do you think those personal sort of circumstances with work and everything are going to have to change at any point, or for you right now, is it still full-time work and sort of fitting the darts around it?
Yeah, I think that's the way I am now. Like it's worked for me now. This last couple of years, I've been playing probably better darts now than I've ever played, and I probably had a busier schedule than ever. So I don't think it's gonna affect me that much. You know, it kind of having the work darts life balance. It takes your mind off darts as well, especially if you're going through a rough patch or any bit of uh, performance issues or anything you have, like you can just go to work and it clears your mind away from it. You're not thinking about it. You're just thinking about you going to work and doing your normal job. And then when you come home, you kind of look forward to having a wee practice in the room or wherever it is, going into the local and meeting some of the lads and just having a practice. You know, it does take a lot of pressure off, I think, as well, especially for the fact that you're still getting your wage as well. So you're not just constantly worried about just making money on the tour and relying on darts itself. So I think for me, it's the best move that I can make at the minute.
And it was a good Q school for Irish players overall. I mean, Niall Cullerton got his cards, Stephen Rosney, who I know you know well, got his cards as well. It's been a bit of a tough couple of years for Irish darts with players dropping off the tour, but great to see some new names back on there for this year.
Yeah, I think so. I think that like Irish darts is improving. It's improving in all the local competitions, the Irish rankings that we have. You can see like from Stephen getting to Lakeside as well last year with me. And then you have like Niall getting through Q school as well. You know, you've got these guys that's pushing on now, and I think we're all bringing each other on, which is it's probably a big thing as well. We're all competitive against each other, but we like in a healthy environment, I suppose. Like we can all take the slagging and saying that who's going to be better than who and doing whatever, but at the same time we all root for each other and we all want to see each other do well. But we do have that competitive side in us to keep us going and keep us trying to keep ahead of the other. So I think it's healthy competition, and yeah, I'm hoping that because there was three of us that got through there now, that we can push each other on, I suppose, and see who's going to be the best of the newbies, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, going forward, you've got those 2 years now on the tour. Have you set yourself any goals yet, or is there anything in the back of your mind that you really want to achieve during the 2 years, or maybe even sooner than that?
I have one goal, I suppose, and that's just myself. I'd love to qualify for a Euro Tour, then a Euro Tour stage. I think they look like a good weekend's fun, you know. For me, that's kind of where I'm just looking at. I'm not looking at much now. I've a lot of stuff coming up around home as well, so I have to focus on that too. And but that is definitely going to be hitting hard this year, and I'm hoping that I can get some early door results in the first couple of events and just get more experience. And the more of them I think I'm there, the more experience I get. I think the more dangerous I could be.
Is there anybody on that pro tour that you could come up against, and I don't want to say fear, but it's going to be a bit of a different experience if you're up against a Luke Littler or a Michael Van Gogh, because you've played some big names in the sport over the last couple of years. Is it going to be a little less daunting, do you think?
No, not really, and I wouldn't really fear them as much. You know, like I do know that like any player could be playing well for 6 months. Doesn't have to be Luke Littler, Van Gogh, and Luke Humphreys. It can be anyone. Like anyone can have a good spell for a couple of months will make them dangerous. So like I'm not really worried about that as much, but like to play the likes of I would look up to Gary Anderson a lot. So to play the likes of him, I feel like I would probably not be focusing as much as I should like playing him because I'm probably more into just playing him and getting the experience of actually playing him in a competitive match, like so like stuff like that. I'll have to get used to playing these guys that I watch all the time and that I support and always want to see what do well in their own campaign. So like to play them guys is gonna be good fun. Like so it's something I have to get used to.
I spoke to a few players about this, but in years gone by, we've had the World Grand Prix over in Dublin, well, just outside Dublin. We've obviously still got the Premier League over there, but does it feel like we need to have another big tournament over in Ireland, whether it is a major event or whether it is something like a Euro tour? There's no reason why a European tour couldn't go there, is there?
No, I think a European tour would be. We talked about this before, and a couple of lads were saying like a European tour is probably the best thing that we could get right now. It's a weekend where we could get qualifiers in, like host nation qualifiers, whatever it is. We could get some guys in and playing on the big stage, and getting a good crowd in. And you never know, a European tour could lead to something bigger, like a bigger major, even getting the Grand Prix back, or something else in the works. I don't know what could come up, but I think there's something could happen with a European tour over in Ireland. I don't see why not. Um, it's something that we probably are lacking at the minute, and I think it'll give all our players, I suppose, a big push to try to get to these things and qualify for these things and play in these stages. And I think it's going to make us better as a country in terms of darts players. And yeah, I think that's definitely something that the PDC should look into.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, really appreciate the time today, Shane. Congratulations once again, and we'll catch up with you halfway through the year when you've settled into your new life in the PDC.
Thanks very much.